Hey, everybody. Hello, hello. Come on in, everyone. Welcome. It's Friday night. It is Friday crime night. Is everybody ready? I got my water and I must confess that I have coffee again. Oh. Hey, Joyce, count me in, she says. Awesome. Hello, Mary. Come on in. How is everybody doing? Let's see. We have Leanie and Joan and Marbell and Jeanette. Hello, Jeanette. Kathy, Patty, Joyce, Mary, Victoria. Come on in. Hello, hello. No problem at all. Hello, Lorna. And there's Stephanie. Hey, you got home in time to catch me. That's awesome. Stephanie is Lefty Crochets and Mirror Knits. Hello, Bonnie and Shad. Shad, you see what necklace it is tonight? And then the earrings. Shad always wants to know what the jewelry is. He's a jewelry guy. Hello, Laura's Block Ministries. Good to see you. And there were some other, I want to say there were some other people in that were here before the chat started. Not quite sure who it was now. Hey, Cindy. Hello, Levi. Hi, Jennifer Redgate. How are you tonight? Oh, people are coming in. Oh, I'm so glad they helped you. You got shots in your knees and they helped. I'm so glad it helped. Yeah, that's the thing with those is you just can't overdo it. That's the problem there. Crafty Annie's here. Come on in. How are you? So I'm going to go ahead and get started with. I know it's not something that I normally talk about here on Friday night, but I need to do it because we are already at the 10th of October. And October is the awareness month for lots of different things. As you all know, October is the awareness month for breast cancer and a number of other things. However, hello, Tank. Oh, it's so good to see you. I certainly will. You going to be lurking and working? October is the awareness month for dyslexia. So I would like to share my screen here. And I want to show you a couple of things to look at if you'd like to learn some more about dyslexia. This is the princesscanwearknickers.com Dyslexia Awareness Month. There are mind maps for learning about dyslexia. Hey, Laura, come on in. Laura from Knit for Brains is here. Ways to help a child at home, homeschooling, lots of different resources. And then here is the International Dyslexia Association. Hey, Suzanne. Suzanne is hooked. Come on in. And the website itself, which I think is awesome, over here to the side, it has a text reader, translators, and things for dyslexia. All of those things are available. Now, I'm going to get more into this later on, but I wanted to at least talk about it tonight and tell you all that I'm got projects I'm going to do, and see if you guys would like to participate with me for Dyslexia Month, okay? I want to know if you would like to participate. If you are, then we will probably do this till the end of the year to give everyone a time to turn in some projects if they'd like to. Hi, Dory. You have dyslexia? Yes, before they knew what it was. That was me too. Before they knew what it was. It was just I just had a reading problem. Dyslexia is a language-based learning disability. Dyslexia refers to a cluster of symptoms which result in people having difficulties with specific language skills, particularly reading. Students with dyslexia usually experience difficulties with other language skills, such as spelling, writing, and pronouncing words. It affects individuals throughout their lives. However, its impact can change at different stages in a person's life. It's referred to as a learning disability because it can make very difficult for a student to succeed academically in the typical instructional environment. And in its most severe forms, it'll qualify a student for a special education, special accommodations, or extra support services. So, hey, Sharon. Sharon's Creates is here. Good deal. Hi, Sally. Welcome in. So, the exact cause of dyslexia is not completely clear, but anatomical and brain imagery studies show that differences in the way the brain of a person with dyslexia develops and functions. Moreover, people with dyslexia have been found to have problems with identifying the separate speech sounds within a word, or learning how letters represent those sounds, a key factor in their reading difficulties. It is not due to either a lack of intelligence, so no, that's not it, Dory. It's not a lack of intelligence or a desire to learn. With appropriate teaching methods, students can learn successfully. So how many people have dyslexia? 13 to 14% of the school population has a handicapping condition that qualifies them for special education. Current studies indicate that 1/2 of all students who qualify for special education are classified as having a learning disability. 85% of those have a primary learning disability in reading and language processing. Perhaps as many as 15 to 20% of the population as a whole. Almost a quarter of the population has a learning disability with reading. I think that's a lot. And okay, now let me come back over here. Okay, you're busy, but you're listening. Your uncle, yes. I have an uncle who could not read, and it was my Uncle Billy. And I've talked about that before. That is kind of funny. If you know the song, Billy Can't Read. Well, he couldn't. All of the things that he would read, when he would start out reading, and everything would fall off the page. So his was a different brain issue with written word. Yes. Now, numbers is a very classic thing, and that is where you transpose letters and numbers. Yes, that's a classic dyslexia. I have a lot of issues, and the reason I bring this up again is because I have issues with recall. So I know the information, I just can't access it to remember it when I need to. I have recall issues, and that's been my biggest problem and a hard thing for me when I read. So if I take notes and write things down, it's easier. Uh, Also, I don't always, I don't know, it doesn't always click the first time. That's another thing with me. You are ambidextrous. There are not very many ambidextrous people in the world, Dory. Not very many. That's interesting. Um, Now, in order to be diagnosed now, like we are all talking about here, is that back in the day, there wasn't a diagnosis. They just thought you had, you were slow. You got put in with the slow kids. Well, that did not help him at all. It might have got him through school, though. Recall and sequencing. Yes, sequencing is very tricky. Those are all things that I thought if you guys want to talk about this coming up throughout the month, we will. I don't want to talk completely about it tonight. Hang on. Go back here. Okay. That happens so much. And there's a lot of people back in the day when you weren't allowed to be left-handed in school where that mess, they have learned that mess with their brains. Yeah, and I have that's one of my worst things is the checking account. That's what Mr. Fiber does, the checking. Yes, mine too. Yep. But you probably still have some lefty tendencies, Cindy. So my story when I was younger was that I got in trouble at school. And this really threw my mother for a loop because I never got in trouble. Like, I just didn't get in trouble. I mean, sure, she had to get on to me about certain things, but getting in trouble was not one of them. Uh, okay, also, I need to get this set up here because I haven't got my other camera set up just yet. So give me a moment. Hmm. It's not letting me get it. Why? Why is my camera not there? Hmm. Well, so yeah, that can mess with you too. Yeah, see that's another problem I have and why I have trouble with charts because things float around when I'm reading the charts and I have trouble with the words. I have to always mark things and be sure I know where I'm at and have counters and do all I have it's troublesome. It absolutely is. You too, Kathy. You had the same thing. It's not letting me add my camera, you guys, and I don't know why. Hmm. Interesting. All right, so I guess we're not going to have the hands tonight. So let me show you what I got going on now. A couple of different things. Do y'all remember me showing this book, Knit Red, with a foreword by Deborah Norville? This is a book that I bought. It was in collaboration with the American Heart Association. Portions of the proceeds from Knit Red were donated to the Foundation for National Institute of Health in support of the Heart Truth. And because the color for dyslexia is red, I went and pulled this book because there's a lot of really neat things in here. One of them is, y'all know I love shawls and I love cowls. And there's so many nice ones in this book. Oh, look at this one. This one's beautiful. But I need to pull some yarn for a knit project. What I did pull, because I'm going to use my bag, Laura. This is the bag that I did pay for and forgot. You might buy a bag or two and you forget you paid for it and bought it. Mm-hmm. I will at least use that, even if I have to use a different. Oh, my chat's not moving. Hold on. You tore your right and had to use your left. Got it. Hello, Bridget's here. How are you feeling today? I hope you are well. Did you guys get to go on your trip? I never went back and checked. Did you get to go on your trip, or is that tomorrow? Well, there are lots of different reasons, and not all of them are dyslexia. I know. It's rough. Hey, Roseanne, good to see you. Yeah, that I didn't know I had. Yes. Yeah, send me Snoop. Yeah. If you guys don't know what that means, you have to go watch the last podcast. I'm telling you, it's hilarious. Be sure you're drinking something you don't mind spitting everywhere. See? And I think we learn to do some things as moms because we have a child on the hip. So we tend to learn how to hold and do with the other hand, you know? In this magazine, I'm telling you guys, this is the perfect project because I've been holding on to this for so long. It's been sitting back behind my chair. This is the magazine. It is Interweave Crochet, and they're no longer putting out magazines. This is from spring of 2019. And this is the one I'm going to do right here. Brett thought you were. That's funny. So now you want to see what it took me a while for this project to collect the yarn that is needed. Some of you right now are going, oh, hell no. right? And some of you are going, oh, cool. Now, also, thank you to all of you who are watching and lurking. I see you, and I am so happy you are here. Thank you so very much. We are going to get to the crime here in just a moment. It is the number 3, not the number 10. So it is more of a sport weight, but it's a twist. It's got a twist on it. So, well, if you can find the pattern or just something like it, you know. But it took me a while because whenever I would go looking for these, they would only have 1 or 2. So I'd have to keep looking for the yarn. This is the color Scarlet. There's 150 yards in this. See, I knew some of you would say. And I found 8 of them. I have 8 in here. So let me tell you a little bit about this. I'm going to show you again, Cindy. Hold on. All right. It is called, and maybe you can find it. It's called the Museo Wrap. Let me write that down. Yes, some of the libraries. Lefty, see, this is why I need everybody here to help me. Thank you so very much for reminding us that Libby has an Audible. You can do some, and Kindle, you can do some there. Also, if you have memberships too, you can do some magazines also. Oh, I love the skull stuff that you're doing. You do such a nice job on those. Okay, so not so strange to you guys. All right, let me type it in here. It's called MUSEO, Muso Wrap by Ina Jatari. There you go. Now let me click it. This is the project right here for those who are looking on their TV. There it is. Now, let me go to the page, and it says Aunt Lydia's Crochet Classic 10. Well, I got the wrong one, but that's okay. And how many? 8. It says 8 balls. So mine may not be as big. I could try to find some more of it because these are only. See, and that is a matter of dyslexia affecting me because I got the numbers wrong. Yeah. I got 8 of them though. Yes, it's all one piece. It's on Ravelry also. Good deal. Yes. Absolutely. And I could put sparkle with this too. I have that where I can hold it together. I'll have to look and see what the yardage is. Okay, anyway, that's the project. I'm not doing this tonight. This is the project. I will get it started and I will, yeah, 10 is smaller than the 3. So that's why I'm saying that I may have, well, I wouldn't be me if I didn't have issues. I'm used to that. Did the what? Oh, that's cool. Interweave, you can go to Interweave itself and get the pattern. And I will put this up one more time. Hold on. I just didn't want to. That is the name of it if you guys want to make it. Use whatever yarn you want. Use hand-dyed yarn. Whatever you want. I should have plenty. Yeah. I'm just gonna roll with it. Oh, and by the way, they said to use a 1.5 with that smaller yarn. I'm going to use a 3.75, an F. My F uh, clover. It's about as small as I usually go. I have 8. I have 8 of the number 3. We'll just play it by ear. I'm just going to roll with it and see what I get. Okay, tonight, very special night because we are going to talk about Fairy and Wardrobe. We're going to talk about our book, and our book is, oh, Scream at the Sky by Carlton Stowers. Scream at the Sky by Carlton Stowers. This is our book. And last weekend, and how lucky am I because Mr. Fiber and I are going to get to spend this weekend together too. We're going to get to go. We're going grocery shopping together. We're going to go to breakfast in the morning, and then we're going to go grocery shopping. We're going to go to HEB. I have not been to HEB in a long time. Normally, I will do an online pickup for them. It's a very big store, so I'm kind of excited to go in and see what they have. Anyway, especially with the new health journey, that's the reason I need to get some things and get started on healthier choices in the house. So last weekend we went to Wichita Falls and we did some filming. And tonight I want to show you some of the places that are important in the book. And to this case. Now, I had a list, but I left it at home. So we did not visit all the places that were on my list, but that's okay. We got enough. It'll be interesting anyway, I hope. Hello, Vicki. Good to see you. Now, it's going to be a little rough, just so y'all know, because I did the filming from the car, okay? So, yeah, there's that. Now let me see if I could move. Nah, I don't know if I can do that or not. Can I do that? Oh, I can do it. Now let me see how, oh, it's playing over here. That's not where I wanted it. I'm working on it for you. We may wind up doing it. No, we'll do it over here. Let me find the first one. Okay. Give me a moment, y'all. I'm getting it together. Okay, this is history. Okay. Want to find the first one. Okay. I think I found it.
Hello, everybody.
Yes, I did. Now, are you guys hearing that? YouTube keeps covering the chat with an ad. Well, dag burn it. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay, did you guys hear that when I played? Did you hear anything in me talking on the video? Hey, Scrimshaw.
Yep.
All right. Yes. Okay. Good. Now I'm going to move it over here. Let me see if I can play this over here, and let's see if you guys can hear this at all. If I play it over here on the other screen. Because my new setup, with this new monitor and stuff, I have not tried that yet. All right, you ready? Here we go. Let me know if you can hear this at all.
Hello, everybody. It's me and Mr. Fiber. We are on our way to Wichita Falls, and he is going to drive while I film a few of the places that are important to the story for Therian Wardrobe. So we'll see how much we get done. We're just going to do some junking, thrifting, and just hanging out. So it was different going to Wichita Falls and going to Abilene this time. And so while we're there, we'll do a little filming.
Very low volume. Okay. I had it turned up all the way. Is no volume on this. Let me think. Hard to hear. Yeah. Let me work on this for just a second then. because there's no volume. No, I don't see any volume anywhere on here. So with earbuds, you guys are hearing it with earbuds and stuff. Mm. So what do you want to do? Because I got it turned all the way up. Let me. I'm going to turn my microphone down just a little bit, kind of towards the speaker. I'm going to try it again and let's see if this helps, okay?
Hello, everybody. In the car, it's me and Mr. Fiber. We are on our way to Wichita Falls, and he is going to drive while I film a few of the places that are important to the story for Fairy and Wardrobe. So we'll see how much we get done. We're just going to do some junking, thrifting, and just hanging out. So it was different going to Wichita Falls than going to Abilene this time. And so while we're there, we'll do a little filming.
Sorry, Laura. I turned it up for everybody, so y'all may have to turn some stuff down. All right, that's the first one. Now I'm gonna close that, and let me see if I find the second one.
Get off on Southwest.
No, stay up on the 277. Some of this may be a little low, us talking in the car.
We're coming into Wichita Falls, y'all. From the west. Is that right?
Coming into Wichita Falls from the west.
Mr. Fiber has to tell me my directions because I don't know them very well.
Thank you, Dory.
But keep in mind, this is built up a lot. This highway wasn't here. And they've built a new high school. That's the new high school for Wichita Falls, and they put all three of the major high schools together. Also keep in mind, it was 40 years ago, and I will try to remember things.
I'll show you in a minute.
Don't hold me to the facts because it's hard to remember stuff 40 years ago. I don't remember stuff from yesterday, so there's that.
Who are you?
Yeah, who are you?
Hello, Scrimshaw. Hello, Taylor.
The first places we're gonna go are where I used to live and where Terry Sims was killed first. She would have been the first victim.
Again, this is coming into Wichita Falls from the west.
I did not clean my windshield first.
All right. Now, the highway that we are on would be considered Cal West. Back in the day, it was Cal West. And so now we are going to be getting off at Kemp Street. So this would be where Parker Square is and was then as well. Thank you, Scrimshaw. Okay, so now we are getting off at Kemp Street. That big building that you see up here to the right, I'm gonna go right, is the edge of Parker Square. That Prosperity Bank. So that bank has changed several times. Right now it's called Prosperity Bank, but I don't remember what it was then. But that bank building has been there since the time of the 80s of the killings. It is Wichita Falls, Texas. Wichita Falls, Texas. It's 90 miles from me. Now, right here where we're turning, this is the corner of Parker Square. And that Parker Square is where Stardust Club was. That has changed dozens of times. You're going to go left in there. McDonald's was there back then. This is Kemp Street. McDonald's was still there. It's been there since back then, since the 70s. Okay. Straight, we're going to go straight. That is the theater back over there, was not there. However, so trying to hold it steady, y'all. The theater, so if you're looking from where we're driving and to the left, none of that was there. The bank was there, but the stuff back behind it was not there. There might have been one or two little businesses, but these things that are now there, none of that was there. It's all changed. We're going to go straight to the back, and then behind this Parker Square, there's some apartments, and those apartments were not there either at the time of the murders. Kind of bumpy here. Yeah, a little bit farther. You see up there, there's some apartments. Those apartments were not there. I'm repeating myself, y'all. Can't remember what I said on the video. Let's see if I can get it out of the sunlight. This where this building is would have been the Stardust Club. Now we're going to go up here by the theater and go left.
In front of the theater?
Yeah. And then you're going to catch Kel over there. See it? See, this side of Parker Square there was nothing here. Well, now we're going to come out on the other side over here and we're going to pick up
That's Kel.
Kel
Yeah,
again.
Kel.
Right over there.
Yeah.
And basically, Kel West and Kel East run on both sides of the highway there.
None of this was here at the time.
And I'm hoping to give you a reference
Let's
for
see,
how
this is
far
Kel
away
East.
things were from where this neighborhood was.
Go right.
It's the only option.
It's the only option. This side is they're one way either way. Okay, I would get into the left lane, but not on the highway. All right. This
Now,
one
right-
should be
Now, right here,
Taft.
okay, now right here at this intersection, if you went right, you would go to Midwestern State University. Sorry, Taylor, I've got it turned up as far as I can. I don't have a great setup for playing videos. Usually I play things on my phone, and anyway, it is what it is. I'm doing what I can do.
Okay, Taft is the street that MSU is on. MSU is where Ellen was going to school, Terry was going to school, Tony went to school, Barry Maka went to school.
Midwestern.
It's
State.
Midwestern State University.
Barry Maka is a prosecutor, though.
No.
You're the attorney, the district attorney in this case. Oh, thank you, Annie.
Okay, and then the next road is going to be Brook. We're not going left there either. Looks like they're working on this road. What I'm trying to do is let you guys know of in reference to how much area, where Ferry and Wardrop's area, what he walked and looked for victims or was around the victims, was very kind of a tighter area right here.
Harrison.
Okay, this is Harrison and then Brook.
Yes.
Okay, let's go ahead and turn here.
Okay, thank you, Tank. I would like some popcorn right now, actually. But I'm a little nervous because I'm fixing to show
We're gonna
y'all
go
where I used
under
to
the
live.
bridge because that highway was not here at the time. See,
It was a
we just
little
had Kel
unnerving going back
Kel
to
East,
it.
Kel West. Now we're on Harrison. We're going to go into the neighborhood where I lived. It may take me a minute to find things. Okay, let's see. That's Avenue I.
That's either. Over here, that.
Okay, stop here.
I'm gonna stop in the middle of the
I
street.
know. Just slow down then.
Okay,
You're
right
fine.
here.
That's Avenue H.
The second hand stand.
It is, yeah. There's a couple down in this area.
Mr. Fiber said that's a thrift store, and we did go to that one on the way back.
That's McGregor.
Okay, you got people behind me now. I can't be slow.
Well, we're going to go left in a minute. There's Pearl. Yes, go left here. This is Avenue F.
Okay, this is Avenue F.
This is the road I lived on. Now, if you would, yeah, just go a little slower. Thank you. There's Britain. It's not much farther up here.
Yeah, I'm glad he went with me too. I'm so thankful he drove. I would not have been able to do this if he wasn't driving. Okay, you guys. This is the block right here.
See where that gray car is? Well, where the white, right here.
Where that white
stop,
car
please.
is
Stop.
was the house I lived in. Right there.
Trying to remember which number it was. A little bit farther.
I'm just kind of orienting myself. And then look right here, see this next block is Bell Street.
We have to turn back around. Okay, this is Bell Street right here. Slow down, we're gonna go right.
You turn right here at this corner.
And then stop.
And
that's where Terry Sims lived.
That house right there is where Terry Sims was murdered.
Now, if you would go back around, I know which house it was now.
That's how close it was. Are you guys seeing enough? I hope you are. I know it's rough, but it is what I can do. Now let's see. It is scary. Which one was that? All right, here we go.
Okay, you guys, now we're getting close to.
Nope.
That's the hospital.
That's not the one I wanted. I need to look at this again.
Okay, we've come back around the corner, you guys.
Oh, okay, good. Let me share it again. I try not to show you random stuff. Okay, now we've come back around the corner. Here is the house, and here is the white car. Where that white car is sitting, that is the house I lived in.
And you can see 3 houses in a row right here.
And I just want to point out to you, this is the porch where he was on my porch, and you see that these windows to the right, that other side was used for storage. This is a duplex. And then this other house next door is where the landlord lived. Oh no, this is not a nice neighborhood anymore, Scrimshaw. No. If you drove this neighborhood right now, seeing it the way you guys are seeing it, it looks just like an older neighborhood in any small town or whatever. This is not a nice neighborhood anymore. It is really junky, and it is really run down, and there's a lot of crime in this neighborhood now. I would not live in this neighborhood these days. That's for sure. But it is an older neighborhood. That is true. And at the time, it was an older neighborhood, and there was a lot of seniors, and the people who lived next door to us were seniors that were our landlords.
The one I lived in was, this one with the white car.
Now, I also wanted to point out to you, in front of this white car, this driveway goes all the way to the back, okay? There was a little storage building in the back, and you went around the back of the house, and there was a little room, and there were two back doors. There was the actual door, which we locked both of them, and the one on the back of the little room locked, and then there was the little room, and then there was the door to the kitchen, and that one had a lock on it as well. Okay. And it's a duplex. And the other side of it, the side where the white car is where I lived, and the other side of it was just storage. And then the house next to it is where the landlord lived. And Fairy and Wardrobe was on that porch. And then if you go just down from there, that's Bell Street. And we went around the corner, and it was where Terry lived. Now I've got to find Van Buren, and I'll show you where Tony's car was left. Okay. Hey, Arity, come on in. Good to see you. All right, so now let me give you a little bit of reference for what I just showed you. Terry Sims was his first victim. On December 21st of 1984. Tony Gibbs was found February 15th of 1985. Deborah Taylor was found, was killed in March of 1985 in Fort Worth. Ellen Blau was killed in October of 1985. Tina Kimbrough was killed in May of 1986. Tina Kimbrough is who Fairy and Wardrobe went to jail for. He confessed to killing her, I believe, because he felt bad about that one. Tina was nice to him. In interviews, he said that she was his friend. Well, I think it's a little delusional to say that she was his friend. She worked at a hotel. Now, I couldn't find anything about exactly where Tina Kimbrough worked. But I got to thinking about it, and there were a couple of hotels. And, I'm so red today. Sorry, y'all. I'm warm. Turn on my fan. I will write it in here if you want to. That is his name. That way you can look it up. This is the serial killer we are talking about, Fairy and Wardrobe. Oh, thanks, Arity. But I can see in my camera I'm getting red. So he killed Terry Sims, and I'm going to show you in a little bit. We found the apartments where I believe that he lived. Let me go back over here. Okay, this is 2 streets down. This is Monroe Street. This used to be a laundromat. That's where I always did my laundry. All right, we're going to go right. Okay, this is at the end of the street we were sitting on, which was Avenue F. we're at the corner turning right from here, and that used to be a laundromat. See, there used to be a whole bunch of where you sell Cosmic Squire. That's where the records were. They're closed too. I guess it's a little hard to maintain on a. Yes. Okay, that is Avenue E. This is the area that Varian used to walk when he said he would walk and scream at the sky. Yes. When he was high and intoxicated.
Did that same thing.
Both at the same time. Mr. Fiber says, isn't that the same thing? I'm looking for the apartments. Okay. Now. Yeah, it's probably telling me you already have one open, huh? Okay, this is nope, not 2 streets down. I didn't label these, y'all. Okay, here we go. Okay, we are on Pearl Avenue. One block Tina. From where I lived. This is Van Buren. This is right here where Tony's car was found. This is where Tony Gibbs' car was found. Now, if you would go left and then turn back, if you can. Mr. Fiber does a U-E, I think. Can you do that here? Right here is where her car was found. Where Tony Gibbs' car was found. I believe it is about 3 blocks. Good, something else. A lot of people driving around today. It's Saturday. Going up 1 block. This is Harrison. And I believe the apartments he lived in was on Harrison. And we go right here. And now I'm going to try to find right here. You see this where we're going left? Yeah. I just showed you where her car was found. You turned one street and 2 blocks from where I lived was where her car was found. And there's the house. And lost my mouse. Okay. This is what I was trying to explain, that is trying to show you in relation to where everything was. Now, let's see. I think this is the apartments. And just so you all know, this is the high school I graduated from. Okay, this is just Wichita Falls High School. Old High. That is the high school I went to and I graduated from in 1982. This is on Avenue H, 2 blocks down. I used to park in this parking lot. Yeah. This is Old High or Wichita Falls High School. It's
no longer
closed
open.
now.
It's now a part. They moved them over to the building I showed y'all before. And it's Coyote Street because
Wichita Falls
home of the
Coyotes.
coyotes.
I didn't realize you did all dog.
No dog.
Yeah, an old dog. Mr. Fiber says I'm an old dog. Now, you see this building?
And again, this is Bell Street.
This building right here. You guys, that's Bell Street again. Those are the apartments that Ferry and Wardrop lived in. They are also the apartments that Janie Ball lived in. And Ellen Blau used to stay with her. On Bell Street, just down from where he killed Terry.
Wait, hold on. Those were apartments as well. If you back up. I bet you this old apartment building. Yes, I think this was the one. I do. All right. Hang on. This old apartment building at the end of Bell Street,
Hey, LJ.
right here by Old Ride, is where Farian lived, and also where Janie lived, where Ellen used to visit her. This is on Bell Street.
That one up here though too, I think.
No, but I think that's the one.
Okay.
Okay. Right? You know, it makes me wonder how many times I might have passed him walking. There's a lot of things that go through your mind later on when you learn all these facts, right? Okay, now how we doing? Oh, I'm glad it wasn't near you. That was a terrible. Mr. Fiber told me about that. There was a munitions factory that blew up. A bunch of people who were working were killed. I mean, they just were disintegrated. That's just really awful. It is just awful. Really awful. Okay. Now, all right, now the next thing I'm going to show you is the hospitals and where the hospitals were that Tony was worked at, Wichita General Hospital and Bethania Hospital, where Terry Sims and Lisa Boone and all of that. 19. Oh my goodness. It's horrific. It is. It's just horrific. My heart goes out to all those people. It's just terrible. Okay. Back to I'm not a pro, y'all. I'm just doing the best I can. We only have about 14 of these windows open. Let me close a couple of them. Good God Almighty. All right. Here we go.
Okay, you guys, now we're getting close to that's the hospital.
All right. That is United regional health care. It is what the hospitals became. Bethania used to sit where it sits. And then Wichita General Hospital was a couple streets over.
My daughter Carrie worked at this hospital for a while. This is United Regional Healthcare, and that used to be, well, technically,
That's an
Bethania. I know. You're going to go left.
Oh, okay. Let me find. I thought that one was longer. That's what she said.
Right lane. I used to live at the top of that building. I know. All right, and we're going to go right here at 7th.
This is 7th Street. And we're not in downtown, by the way.
Sorry.
That's all right. It's all right.
More bumps.
I feel slow down because I better figure out where we're at here. Because, see, the building is not here anymore. There is the police department.
That's the police department
Go
right
right
there.
on
That's
over
always been there.
River Hospital right here.
Yep, Red River Hospital is the mental hospital. Yep. We can't go right, can we? Is it a two-way? It is. Can we go right, please?
Now, this, right down from the mental hospital,
You'll slow down.
is where General Hospital was, in that parking lot over
Taking
there.
it down. The building is no longer here, but Wichita General used to be right here.
That's where it used to be. So you can see how close the hospitals were together. They were fairly close. See the top of it over there.
And that's a hospital that Tony worked at. And then that building right there, I lived up on the top floor.
So the husband I was married to when all this happened, our first apartment was in the top of that building. There was a pharmacy down below, and they had one of those fountains where you could. I used to go make phone calls there too. They had phone booths, like with the booth inside the building, and you would open these doors and you would walk in these phone booths, and then I would sit down and make phone calls at the phone booth. It was really something.
And underneath used to be a pharmacy. Let me go back. The old pharmacy where it had the soda fountain, the soda bar, you know.
What?
Okay. Now, let me check these other files because I can't remember. I'm looking for the last of the clips. Where is everybody? What do you mean, where is everybody? What does that mean? Did I disappear? Are you asking where everybody's from? Oh, okay. Well, it's because I'm looking at a file folder. Okay.
Now we're going to go left here. This is Taft. So now we are on, there's the highway. We're on the other side. We'll go this way.
This is Taft Boulevard. Not very far. We're just on the other side of the highway from the red neighborhood we were looking at.
Something like that. This is actually called Country Club.
This is called
That used to
Country
be the top
Club.
seller for Mary Kay right there at that house.
Very, very nice houses. This is old money, as they say in Wichita Falls. I don't know if they call it that in other places,
Here
but
at the light, and on the right-hand side would be Midwestern Parkway. Midwestern State University.
this is Midwestern State University. So you can see we were within blocks of the school, which is why when Lisa Boone said that Terry was staying with her, was they were this close to the school and they had school the next day and tests the next day.
So see, Ellen, Terry, they were not far from the college. Ellen rode her bike. And this is why Terry would stay with Lisa over there on Bell Street, was because, the school was just right here.
Midwestern State University.
And
It's a big
along
school.
Here is where they have the Fantasy of Lights every year at Christmas. They're now associated with Texas Tech.
Okay, let's play the next one.
Okay, now I'm going to show you where Tony Gibbs was found. We are on B.
You go that way.
Yes. And I will also show you where I had my motorcycle accident, because it's on this same road. Okay, coming up to this
This
next
is Southwest
intersection
Parkway.
is where I had my motorcycle accident. I came off of this bridge. Y'all know the story, but this is where it was right here.
Now, this is not the same McDonald's. This is a different. The other one was on Kemp Street. We're now on Southwest Parkway, and you see that bridge up ahead? I came off of that bridge and was on the other side. I had, hang on. I had run out of gas, and I hit the reserve tank on my motorcycle. And I got to the top of that bridge, and just to the right of it, there's a road coming on. And a lady came from there, and she pulled out in front of me, and I wound up hitting her in the back. And I went over her car, and I landed on my right side, which is why a lot of the stuff that affects me with my back, my shoulder, my hip, my right hip, all those things that are bitching at me now are because I landed on my right side. And she said to me, "Honey, where'd you come from? I never saw you." Not what she said to the police officer. I saw her the whole time. This right here. And in this median up here, someone picked up my I freestyled that. You saw that, huh? I have one on both of them. Mr. Fiber slides it. He doesn't like it, and he slides it down to the, but yeah. I freestyled it. All right, let me get back to this.
Turn right here.
Not yet. This next one.
Now, these next few clips are a little bit difficult because I was trying to find the right road. This right here is not exactly the right road.
In front of me over there.
This is how you get to it.
Right.
Now, we turned right here, but we should have kept going. I wanted you to see how far Ferry and Wardrobe made Tony drive before he killed her in a field out here.
Okay, I gotta look at the map for a minute. I'm gonna go straight.
Okay. If you consider where we were earlier, showing you where those hospitals were, Farian got in the car with Tony. She gave him a ride. And he had her drive. I believe she was at knife point at some point.
Okay, now we are on Highway 281.
Now this is Highway 281.
Which direction from Wichita Falls would this be?
Going southeast.
Southeast.
Southeast of Wichita Falls.
Keep in mind, a lot of this stuff wasn't here then.
Going right.
Yeah.
Now this is Yanch, East No, this is West Yanch Road.
I mean, he really made
I'm
her
going to
drive
show you
out
that
there
too,
to
Cindy. If you
nowhere,
guys will stick with me,
just like
I
he
am
did with
wanting
that
to
one.
show you that on the Google map also. If you guys would like to stay, I will give you a better reference from the top looking down. But you see how rural this is. This is like, if you imagine this at night.
Tony was found by a electric
Somebody-
worker.
Somebody was found.
Okay, Scrimshaw. Thank you, Cindy. I hope y'all are working on something.
And this is also in Archer County, not Wichita.
Yes.
So that is another thing about it, was that this brought in a different jurisdiction to cover this particular, even though she went missing in Wichita Falls. And I believe it was right. That's Crestview. I believe it was right in here. It was a turtle.
Saw that.
There was a turtle on the road.
Yeah, right in here. Somewhere there was an old, I don't think it's still here, but there was an old boxcar.
Thank you,
I
Vicki.
haven't seen it, so that it may have been moved.
Okay, there's one more. And I'm showing you both of these because I feel like there's a possibility that it could have been on either side of this road. Oh, that's not the right one. What did I do?
We're on the other side of that road called Yench Road. This is East Yench
Now this
Road.
is East Yench
We have not
Road.
been able to find the boxcar, but I do know that wherever it was at, Tony crawled from the boxcar was crawling to the road. He attacked her in the boxcar, but we haven't been able to find the boxcar. So yeah, see, this is Yench Road off of 281.
Okay. That is the end of our clips. Now, I want to go back to, all right, give me a second here. All right, now I want to go back to the newspaper. Hey, Connie. Hold on. Let me find what I'm looking for, and then we'll come back to it. Hold on. I'm looking. I have to put each one in separately. Put another word in here. All right, here is from the newspaper. This is the boxcar. He killed her in this boxcar. Trying to find where it is in the article. It's an old school bus. On the East Coast. Yes. Hello, Beth. Good idea. What are you all working on? Yes. They think there may be one down in Houston, too, in the bayou at Houston. I was trying to see if they are saying what road. Mm-mm. Yeah, they're not saying. Okay. I could go on and on trying to find it. She is in Massachusetts. A blanket for Joe, son. Okay. Just glad you're here, Vicky. No problem. I'm okay tonight. The last time we were talking about this, it was a little hard, and I did have a rough time driving around, but having Mr. Fiber there with me made it all better. It was so much easier having him there with me. It really was. Okay. Now, Joan, I wanted to ask you because you were saying to me that some of this was confusing from the book. And I was wondering if, Joan, if you're still here, and if you could tell me what was confusing to you from the book. Now, some of the places that we did not go all the way out to where Ellen was found. And that's out by the base. And let me find. Oh, the ink tints are wonderful, Annie. All right, let me. I am going to see if I can pull up Google Maps for you. Scream at the Sky by, let me put it. Thank you, guys. This is the book. Now, there is another book, and I listened to a podcast that did an interview with the woman who wrote the book, and she did a really good job. But I don't think all of her information was correct. Knowing this case the way that I know it, I would rather you read that than the Patricia something, and it's Body Hunter, something like that. I think. I don't think all of her information was correct. All right. Now let me go to. I am. All right. Now let me share this. All right. This is Wichita Falls. And this is Harrison Street right here. This is Avenue F right here. I don't know if you could see my pointer, you guys. This is the highway where we were driving. Trying to see if I can show you Parker Square. This is Parker Square right here. Okay. Beth, you can put the word teal, T-E-A-L, will drop your channel. Oh, there's Joan. Okay, you had it. Yes. I figured that's what it was, Joan. You had a hard time keeping the girls in the area in order. Okay. All right. And I think I know why. All right. Now this is Parker Square, and then you go down here. Okay, and this is Harrison, where we drove. Avenue H right here. Avenue H is where the high school was, right? And then this is Avenue F that I lived on, and this is Bell Street right here. There's Avenue F, and this is Bell Street. So the house that I lived in would have been probably right about here, and then Terry Sims' house was right here. And then if you go down to the other end of Bell Street, those apartments were right here. Okay. And then Tony's car was found on Van Buren. All right, dang it, where's Van Buren? I've lost Van Buren. All right, let me put it in there. It's here. Thank you, Joyce. Okay, so there's Van Buren. This is Avenue F. And then there's Van Buren. Does this help? That's Google Maps for you. Okay, now let me see if I can show you where. So that's the highway that we were on. This is where Parker Square is here, okay? This is Harrison Street. Go down here to this is Taft Street. That Midwestern is on. Midwestern State University is right there. Now, because we didn't go out there, and then, okay, see that's the Walgreens store. There's the hospital right there. So that's very close. See, here's Van Buren, where they found Tony's car, and then there's the hospital. So that gives you an idea how close we were to the hospital. And then let's see if this is what I want for. Yes. Okay, this is Burke Burnett Road. Here is the base. I'm going to zoom out a bit if I can give you an idea where Ellen was found, okay? Oh gosh. Okay, this is Kell Boulevard right here. Right here, this is Kell Boulevard. If you get up on the highway and you go out towards the airport, and then the base is out this way, this road out here is Old Burke Road. And I believe Ellen was found. That's too far. She was way, way out there. Oh, my chat quit moving. Sorry, y'all. My chat quit moving. Hi, Lori. Okay, yes. He worked at the hospital. He was a janitor. He did do some bar backing. Yes, he did do some bar back. Well, not bar backing. He was at the Stardust Club. He was the door guy. Okay, so that tells you how far out she was found, out in this area somewhere. Way out past the base, way out from, just like Tony. So Tony Gibbs and Ellen were both found out in the country. Yes, bouncer. Yeah. Can you imagine? Now, I am also unclear and don't have memory of meeting him as a bouncer at Stardust, because my husband at the time and I spent every weekend out there. I also don't remember meeting Danny Laughlin, who was a barback and who was charged with the murder of Tony Gibbs. Okay. Well, there's some of that. There's absolutely some of that, yes. Okay, I'm going to go back to the timeline because Joan is saying she had some trouble with this. Terry Sims, it was 1984, in December of 1984. Tony was February 1985. Ellen was not found. Oh my goodness, it was today. Y'all know it. Ellen was found October 10th of 1985. On this day. Wow. Deborah Taylor was in Fort Worth. That was March of 1985. And then Ellen was found in October 1985. However, Ellen's body was extremely decomposed. There was not enough left to hardly tell who she was. It took them a while to figure out who Ellen was when they found her. So I believe that he had already killed her when he went and killed Deborah Taylor in Fort Worth. And then Tina Kimbrough was May 6th of 1986. So does that help Joan in any way with the timeline? Hi, Michael. Cake and Hanks for Halloween projects. Oh, that sounds like fun. Good to see you. Love to you and Panda. So he went to jail. He went to Galveston after he killed Tina Kimbrough, and he called the police from the hotel in Galveston, and he told them that he was responsible for killing a girl in Wichita Falls. And he said they needed to come and get him because he was going to kill himself. So they went and got him. They were transporting him back to Wichita Falls to interview him. In the car on the way back, they asked him if he knew somewhere in there. They asked him if he knew Ellen Blau, and he said he did. That information got buried in his case file, and nobody ever followed up on it. But he'd already killed all these women. When he said to them that he had killed Tina, he'd already killed all these other women. And they did not have evidence that he had assaulted Tina. He suffocated her with a pillow from her couch. They will not say in any of the articles. Oh, I did show that. I got to find that clip. I don't think I showed you guys that clip. Let me find it. I have a clip where we went and showed you the apartments where Tony was living. I don't know if it was the same apartments where Tony lived. I don't know what apartments Tina lived in. I do know that he was seen leaving the apartments. There were cameras. Someone saw him, and they had a person, and they put this picture up on the news or in the paper, both, of a man and a description of someone they were looking for Tina's death. And he was in Galveston. He left town and went down there. And that's the one that he felt bad about. But he knew he'd been seen. So I think that was part of it also. Right now, let me find this clip. Now might be some noise as I go through these.
Okay, now I'm going to show you where.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so it's not that one.
Okay, we've come back. Okay, this is.
I'm playing these to find the right one.
And just so.
Okay.
Okay, you got. Okay, you got.
Okay. I'm getting there. No, it's not that one. What happened to that clip? Maybe I have it on my phone and I didn't transfer it over. We were all freaking out. And at the time, you have to remember, Rose, at the time, the one picture, I didn't know about Terry that was just right around the corner from me. I didn't know about her. Tony Gibbs' picture was everywhere. And it was scary. It was definitely scary. I had no idea how close I was to him. And I'll tell my story here in just a minute. But let me find this one clip because I don't know what I do with it. because I transferred these off of my phone. Oh, no, not that one. Nearly there. Okay, I found it. I know, Joyce. I'll tell my story, like I said, in just a minute. All right, I'm going to have to just hold this up to you because I have not transferred it over. So hopefully you can hear it when I play it. I'm going to turn my phone all the way up. All right. Southwest Parkway. We're turning onto Burnett. And then, okay, hold on. After you get past this car, we get in the left-hand lane. There we go. Hopefully it clears up here in just a second. Right here. This is on Barnett Road. Let's see. It's coming up here in just a minute. Raintree Apartments is where Tony Gibbs lived. Those are the apartments where Tony Gibbs lived. Right there. Okay. Yes, we're going to turn right. Forgot about that one. Sorry, y'all, that I didn't do it. You heard it pretty good that time, huh? Okay. So my story, for those who have not heard it. Ooh, it's almost time for meds. I lived there with my first husband. Mr. Fiber is my third. And my first husband was at work. I know, Bubby. I know. It's getting close. It's almost time for green toy. Almost. I'm getting the eye over here. And this was in 1984. And I was home by myself. And somebody knocked on the door. Yeah, third time's a charm. It was for me. And now I'm done. And he knocked on the door, and I went to the door, and we actually had a little, a what do they call that? The hole in the door where you can see out. What do they call that? The peephole, right? We had a peephole, and I looked out the peephole, and I see this guy, and at first I think I recognize him because my husband at the time had a brother that looked a little bit like Fairy and Wardrobe, kind of squirrely. The hair was kind of like longish. And I looked out and I thought it was him at first. And he's pacing back and forth across that porch, back and forth. He's aggravated. He's really aggravated. And he's talking to himself. He's not talking to the door. He's not talking to me. He's looking side to side and I was like, I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think that's his brother, and I don't know who this guy is. And I had turned the light on. Well, I turned the light off, and I backed away from the door. I never said a word. And I backed, and that house that I showed you was, it was a duplex, and you had the front room, and then it had a big archway. And then behind that archway was the bedroom. Behind that bedroom was the kitchen, and then you go through the hallway to the side. Well, you could see through our kitchen, our living room, and our bedroom, and you could see the bathroom to the back. I stood behind that archway so he couldn't see me or whatever, like if he looked in, and I stood there for a while. And I had done the dishes. And I hear a noise in the back. Something fell. And I just knew he'd come in that back door. And I stood there frozen for a really long time. And when nothing happened, I went to the kitchen first and looked, and the coffee pot had fallen off of the dish drainer. Hadn't broken, but it had fallen, and it sure made some noise. I about shit a brick when that happened. Just so you know, I don't know. It was just, and I sat up until Larry got home. My husband then. I sat up until he got home, which he worked overnight. I did not know who he was. I did not know what had happened. Hello, Vanessa. I did not know what had happened around the corner. I didn't find out about that until years later when he was arrested. And here's what happened. A girl I had worked with called me. And a good friend of mine. And she said that her husband, her new husband, she had been married before, and her husband had passed away. And her new husband, medicine, was working on cold cases. And she said, I needed to watch a TV program because a TV program was coming on, and it was going to have Barry Maka in it. And that Barry Maka was our district attorney, and that it was about a case, and I needed to watch that. Because she knew what I had told her about what had happened years ago. When he was arrested, they put his picture up. And that's when I recognized that he was the one that had been on my porch. The picture his arrest picture in 1986. And I was remarried and had my 2 girls by then when he was arrested for these murders. Not for Tina, but for these. And I can't tell you. It's just crazy. It's just all crazy. All of it. And I mean, I have a connection because I lived there. I have a connection to all these places. I have a connection to Ellen because Ellen and I worked together at Bennigan's. Her bicycle, she would show up, and Janie Ball interviewed me for the job at Bennigan's. So Ellen would have been around the corner living with Janie around the corner from me, and we worked together. And she used to work at Subs and Suds, and that's where she was working when she got into the car. He got into the car with her and had her drive her car. and took her out and killed her was from Subs and Suds. And my husband and I used to go out. As a matter of fact, I threw up. I threw up in the Subs and Suds bathroom because Larry, I was eating, and he was afraid I was going to gain too much weight, and he always told me he would divorce me. So I threw up everything I'd eaten at Subs and Suds. Anyway, yeah, I had my children at General Hospital that is no longer there. Both my children were born in that hospital. So I have connections to all these different places. Yeah, no cell phones. We had no cell phones. There was, things were just so different back then. So different. So, yeah. Any questions, you guys? I've been talking about this now for 2 hours, and I hope this got, if you read the book and you follow my first, I hope that you guys have a better understanding of why this was, this is the reason I really started paying attention to true crime and really got interested in it. I have been extremely blessed in my life, I can tell you that. I'm lucky to be here for more than one reason. you know, and I am very blessed, and I know it, and I am thankful that I am here. Get to see my grandkids grow up. My dad said to me the other day, his mugshot. Hold on. All right. One moment. I will show you that mugshot. Might take me a minute. I got to flip through these. Cerberus, go see Dad. Uh, okay, let me just find the image. Dad's going to take care of the. There he is. All right, I got it. That was his arrest. That's the mugshot. This is Terry Sims. This is Tony Gibbs. She was gorgeous. Just gorgeous. And there's Ellen. That's the one I worked with. And this is Tina Kimbrough. And then I don't know, there is a picture of Deborah Taylor. It's not a great one, but that's Deborah Taylor from Fort Worth. But yeah, that was the mugshot. Oh, thank you, Tank. I found it. Okay, you guys, I'm going to go take my medicine and I will see you. We will probably, if you guys want to finish this up and then give me some idea what you want to do next, I will try to summarize some more of the book. Try to think if there maybe like some of the trial and some of the things that came out in the book and in the trial. It's all very sad. Yes, it is. We had no idea what we were living with, and it was scary. And I did become a little obsessed with this back when it all happened. Of course I did, because you know the things I've told you. All right, you guys, have a great rest of your. I'm gonna try to come back tomorrow or the next day. Oh, I don't remember what it was, but there was something I was wanting to talk to you guys about. We might talk more about dyslexia if you would like, and we can start on the project. And yeah, anytime you are that connected to a place or a thing that happens, you absolutely. Okay, thanks for sharing it with me, you guys. I appreciate you very much. All right, good night, everybody. Y'all take care and stay safe and have some fun today, okay? Somewhere in your day, try to have some fun. Good night.